Welcome to the Awesomers.com podcast. If you love to learn, and if you're motivated to expand your mind, and heck, if you desire to break through those traditional paradigms and find your own version of success, you are in the right place. Awesomers around the world are on a journey to improve their lives and the lives of those around them. We believe in paying it forward, and we fundamentally try to live up to the great Zig Ziglar quote, where he said, "You can have everything in your life you want if you help enough other people get what they want." It doesn't matter where you came from, it only matters where you're going. My name is Steve Simonson, and I hope you will join me on this awesomer journey.
If you're launching a new product manufactured in China, you will need professional, high-resolution, Amazon-ready photographs. Because Simo Global has a team of professionals in China, you will oftentimes receive your listings photographs before your product even leaves the country. This streamlined process will save you the time, money, and energy needed to concentrate on marketing and other creative content strategies before your item is in stock and ready for sale. Visit simoglobal.com to learn more, because a picture should be worth 1,000 keywords.
You are listening to episode number 88 of the Awesomers podcast series. So the veterans of the podcast know that all you have to do is jump on over to awesomers.com/88. 88 is quite a lucky number in China. I also use 88 because that was the year I was graduated from high school. It's also the speed that you need to travel in the DeLorean if you're going to go back to the future. I think we all know that. So today's a very special episode, and we're nearly halfway to my commitment of 180 episodes total, at least for the first 6 months. So today is part 3 of our 3-part series with Vladi Gordon, and we've been talking about some of Vladi's background and experience, and we've also been talking about some of the Amazon profit killers and how he has developed some software to help sellers get control of that. And so you're going to love today's episode because we dive further into some of those profit killers, and I even throw a bonus profit killer or two in as well, so you won't want to miss it. I am thrilled that you're here listening. I hope you're subscribing, sharing, and saving this with everybody around you. And, without you, we can't get the job done. So thank you.
The third one is I call it hidden Amazon fees or other fees. So normally everybody knows about the FBA fee and the commission, and maybe about storage fees. And what else have we got? That's pretty much it. Everybody talks about these ones, but actually Amazon has, like, I counted more than 70 types of different fees, and you can see them all in your transaction report, guys. Actually, you don't even need a tool for this. You can download a report. It's called Transaction Report, and it has basically every single transaction where Amazon gives you money or charges you for something. And you can take a look in Excel, and then you will see all kinds of stuff that you are charged for. And I'll just make a couple of examples. So inbound transportation fee, sure, if you're sending goods in from your prep center, you need to pay for this, but there are actually a couple of different flavors of this one. So one is called inbound convenience fee, and another one is called inbound defect fee. So depending on where you send it to and which marketplace you're selling to, they may charge you for bad packing, basically, or for items that are defect. Like another one is, for example, lightning deal. Okay, of course we know lightning deals cost money, but you just need to account for this, right? It's not too much. I think it was $39, right?
Well, it changes based on different timing and different product categories and different potential. Some are hundreds, some are not so much. Yeah, and it depends if you're in exclusives, but the point is very well made.
Yep.
If you don't factor in your kind of the ad hoc marketing costs or the ad hoc inbound storage or whatever, you're missing a whole bunch of fees that really exist.
And they sum up, this is the thing. And then you've got like things like coupon redemption fee and removal and disposal fee, sales tax collection fee, labeling, bubble wrap, polybagging, taping fee. But I guess the good news here is it's not only fees, you're also getting reimbursed by Amazon. And so, for example, you're getting reimbursed if a customer claims that they will send the item back, claims a return. 45 days later, if they don't send a return, you get the money back, right? And
let me just jump in on that one, Vladi. I definitely agree that Amazon will honor their own terms of service, and which is a big important thing for people to remember. A lot of times people think that, you know, Amazon is the big Borg in the sky that is just trying to suck money out of you, and maybe they're even right about that. I don't think so, but obviously they want to make money, but they will do it on a fair basis. So if a customer says they're going to return, you get back charged for it, and then they don't return, they're supposed to refund that to you, and they do 80% of the time.
Mhm.
But by Amazon's own admissions, they miss it around 20% of the time. Do you agree?
Yes, yes, yes. That's huge. So one thing where they miss it is actually when the customer doesn't return the item, as you said, this example, and another one is for reimbursing for damaged and lost inventory. So yeah, normally they do reimburse it, if they lose your inventory and or if they damage it, they reimburse it based on their calculations. So they pay you kind of more than or less than if you would have sold it, but normally more than the buying price, so that you still make profit. But yeah, those things are really hard to track because you also don't see them in the Seller Central. You need to download these transaction reports for every 2 weeks and then add them up in Excel, and then you will see this number. And by the way, what's also important, if they lose your inventory, right? Okay, they reimburse you. They give you like $1,000 because they lost 100 items. What you need to do is you need to subtract the cost of goods of those 100 items from the money that they reimburse you, right? Because these items are kind of sold, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you sold them to Amazon's loss department.
yeah, exactly.
They have a
So
big
yeah,
department that loses stuff, everybody.
so these hidden fees, a lot of different things they charge you for, they tend to add up, but the good thing is there are also positive reimbursements. So
Yeah, you got to know both sides of the ledger. That's, I think, a very good point from you, Vladi. And just a quick story. So one time we had a big box. They placed a bunch of orders unexpectedly, and we were short of inventory for some other big boxes that we were selling to. So we said, hey, Amazon, return, I don't know, it was like 10 or 20 pallets of product. We're like, hey, just return that. They're going to do it via LTL. And we know the fees, and it's not ideal, but it is what it is, right? And at least we could make customers happy. So first of all, they take a long time on those returns. Unless you do a multi-channel sale and you just do a standard return, they can take up to 3 weeks to assemble your order and send it back to you, which is not ideal. But anyway, after several weeks, we're like, hey, where's the shipment? They're like, hey, here's your tracking number. We checked the LTL tracking number, nothing. It's never been scanned, even as you know, received at the dock.
mhm.
So we go back to them. We're like, hey, nothing's been scanned. What's going on with this? This is after another week or so. So we're probably 5 weeks into it. They're like, talk to the shipper. We don't know nothing. So we go again, 2 or 3 more weeks. Finally, and I don't remember the exact amount of this product, but it was somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000 worth of product at cost, not at retail. And so finally we said, okay, well, you know, this stuff hasn't arrived. You're the one who put it on the shipper. You're responsible. We're out. And so we just sent them a bill for whatever it was. I remember it being around $19,000. And then suddenly they got interested. They're like, oh, well, let's go check and see if we can find this, because it got escalated. And believe it or not, they actually did find, after something like 6 or 7 weeks, they found these 10 or 20 pallets sitting on a dock somewhere and
Wow.
finally returned it to us. But it took us almost 10 weeks to get that product back. We were not reimbursed for the lost time. We did lose all of those orders from the big box in the meantime.
Yeah.
So the point is, as good as Amazon is, and I think they're you know, certainly among the world's best when it comes to logistics and shipping and so forth, they're not perfect. And this is supporting the Vladi's point that the inbound money coming to you, make sure you got everything is due to you, and make sure you understand the outbound money and that it's worth it to you. Otherwise, you're gonna have some unwelcome surprises. So that's 3 of the 5. Vladi, what else you got?
Actually, let me skip one
Please,
because
okay.
I think we're a little bit over time, and I'd like to talk more about last but not least.
Okay,
So it's
sure.
not a real, it's not a profit killer. It's actually a business model killer. And we said, you know, most of the guys are not like bookkeeping fans, and I'm not for sure. And for me, it was kind of interesting. I didn't really realize that you have like kind of 2 reports. One is profit and loss, and one is cash flow. And I think that a lot of sellers are confusing them. And we kind of get asked a lot about these two, and sometimes people say, okay, I don't need profit and loss. I see the cash on the bank account, right? I see there's cash coming in, so what's the problem, right? So and to me, I kind of understood what these are, but I didn't really like understand it in a systematic way. So I think it's interesting. So what's a profit and loss? Basically, profit and loss, and you can do it with a tool, or you can do it with Excel or on a napkin. Basically, it's a calculation where you see, are you making money per unit? You factor in all those costs and all those fees, and you kind of need a way to see, okay, I'm selling for 20 bucks, and after I subtract all the fees, I subtract the cost of goods, is there any profit left or no? Now, this is kind of a virtual number, because when you place an order and buy 5,000 units, right, and then sell one of them on Amazon, then your profit and loss will say, dude, you just made $5 profit, right? But if you look on your bank account, you say, okay, I'm in trouble, right? I just spend a lot of money, and I don't have it, so I'm not making profits, right? So this is why this profit and loss, it says profit, but it's kind of a virtual profit. Are you making money per unit sold? And this is absolutely critical for your business model. Because if you are making money on every unit, then you will have a healthy business model. But if you're not, then regardless of the cash flow, you will lose, right?
Do you know how this podcast is produced? The guys that we're about to introduce to you are paying the bills. Let's take a quick and intensive listen on this commercial break.
Empowery. The name says it all. Connecting e-commerce entrepreneurs with great people, ideas, systems, and the services needed to stay business dynamic and to grow. Empowery is a network, a cooperative venture of tools and resources to make you better at what you do, because we love what you do. We are you. Visit empowery.com to learn more.
So, you can be making money per unit, but have no cash. Like if you just placed a big order and then you need 10 months to sell this whole inventory. So after, like, I don't know, maybe 7 months, you will break even, and you will start getting more cash than you had before, right? So you can make money per unit, but be low on cash, and it can work the other way around, right? So like my bookkeeper in Germany, he was saying, okay, you have an awesome month, but I knew it's just because I didn't place any orders in this month, right? But it can very well be that the accountant's saying, okay, you're making profits, but you're actually not, because you're selling at a loss, or you're selling your old inventory off that you want to just get rid of, right? So you're positive on cash, but your profit and loss shows negative profit or losses, right? So basically, you need both. You need a system which tracks both profit and loss and cash flow. Because if you run out of cash, of course, it's a disaster. Also for the business model, because maybe then you cannot place another order, and you run out of stock, and you lose your rankings, and basically you go out of business. So you need to have enough cash, but you also need to make sure you're making money on every unit sold.
Boy, I think that's really, really important. Cash flow really is king. I would highly recommend people pay attention to cash flow as even the tip of the spear, especially in a small business, because when you can't place those orders, it can really be a business model killer. I think those are great killers. Now, you've given 4 killers. I'm going to throw in one that I'll do in 30 seconds here. I think that sellers too often don't understand what their landed costs are for products. They think, well, the factory told me it was going to cost $5 per unit, and I know shipping's costing me something, but they don't really factor in shipping, receiving, port storage. There's something called drayage fees if you're running containers. There's tariffs. There's anti-dumping duties. And this doesn't apply to every product. There's so many layers of costs that I don't think people really understand their landed cost to the extent they need to. And I think it's costing people money, and it's costing them opportunity, because they're investing in things that are really not as profitable. They should probably raise the price a little bit, or consider selling other items. So there's a little bonus to make sure we deliver on those 5. Now, I love these profit killers, Vladi. I want to just ask you before we jump, have you found people be able to fix these problems as a result of using some of your tools?
Well, basically, I told you at the beginning, our mission and vision is to be the world's most accurate profit analytics tool. So we kind of made sure we can track all these things as accurately as it is possible with with the Amazon interface. And actually it works decently well. So we can calculate the cost of returns 100% precisely, and we can also automatically evaluate whether an item is sellable or no when it comes back to the warehouse. We can track the storage fees. Sometimes Amazon doesn't show them like on the day-to-day basis, but once a month, but still on the product level as well. We can track all the other Amazon fees or all the hidden fees, whatever shows up in the transaction report. We show in our tool. Ignoring or basically confusing P&L and cash flow. So basically we have a dashboard for P&L, and we also have a cash flow view. You can use it, or you can just use your bank account as basically as a form of your cash flow, and then you should be good if you are interpreting those numbers correctly.
Well, I love it. I have walked through the demo of Seller Board, and it is nice to be able to see kind of a comprehensive view of the product and other expenses for that matter. I'm a huge believer that what gets measured gets managed, and bringing some light to these types of things is a really good thing. I appreciate what you're doing, for sellers out there and trying to bring some information to the table. I think it's a big thing for U.S. sellers, or if you have a U.S. company. Don't forget, with some of the sales tax changes, not sales tax, with some of the federal tax changes, you should have an entity set up to expense your inventory. It will make a massive cash flow difference. If you already have a company that's doing accrual, I would even consider spinning up a new company to expense your inventory. It is the largest hit on phantom profit that you can have with your taxes, where you have no money in the bank and you get a bill for $100,000 from the IRS because you have 300,000 of inventory, or some number, pick your own number. And it's because they want you to pay on an accrual basis taxes. And you can't take any of that inventory and deposit it with the IRS. You will be in trouble. So make sure you understand that. Again, Vladi, I wish you a great success. Can you tell me how, so you said you've been doing Seller Board for a couple years now, yes?
Yes.
And think about 5 years in the future. What does it look like? What does your venture look like?
Yeah, actually, let me tell you about Amazon. Because I think that's key also for all tools and service providers and everybody. So I have a theory. I don't know if I'm right, but I'm thinking a lot about it. I think Amazon will be more like eBay. And what I mean is, eBay is very mature. So you won't find a course online, how to earn $1 million on eBay with just one product. That's not there. And there are a lot of sellers, a lot of shops, e-commerce companies selling on eBay who are very successful, but they're like very professional. It's a mature thing, and I think Amazon at the moment it's still growing like crazy, and of course the competition is growing, but e-commerce is growing and Amazon is growing. So we're still not there, but maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years, Amazon will become more mature. So it will not be possible to earn like millions only with cardboard glasses. I didn't earn millions though, but but it was still nice. But so a full-time income, it's hard to earn a full-time income with just one product on eBay. There is no such thing. So I think Amazon will go into this direction. So there will be at a certain point there won't be too many new sellers that are not professional. So everybody will become more and more professional. And yeah, I think that this will require, I don't know, new tools, but also a systematic approach, or business processes, and certainly more professionalism. Maybe less. Maybe it will be less fun because you can explode. But that's just life, and that's just business and entrepreneurship. And I think that guys who are there from the beginning, or who started 5 years from now, or who even start now, they will be a better positioned in 5 years to stay in this game, when the market will be closed for new sellers.
I love it. That's a good crystal ball prediction. Go ahead. You had another bit.
And for us, as a tool provider, we just need to support this. So I think it's going to be more about more sophisticated business processes, and more about things like taxes and even deeper bookkeeping and management accounting functions. Maybe less, product research, because at a certain point it will be harder and harder to find like those gems for a single product which can make you a full-time income, right?
Yeah, I definitely I appreciate you putting out your prognostication there on what's coming in the future. And the reality is none of us know, but I think those are good bets that it will continue to consolidate. There will be some changes as the platform matures, and as some of the noise that's coming into the system with so many sellers that are doing nefarious things start to fade away. There's so many things happening on it. It's a very dynamic. In many ways, it's fun and exciting, and in other ways, it's scary, and the unknown is constantly causing fear. So those two things go together. But Vladi, I want to thank you for taking the time today and joining us on Awesomers. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Steve. It was my pleasure.
It's great fun having you. Awesomers, if you're listening out there, we're going to be right back after this.
Catalyst 88 was developed to help entrepreneurs achieve their short and long-term goals in e-commerce markets by utilizing the power of shared entrepreneurial wisdom. Entrepreneurship is nothing if not lessons to be learned. Learn from others, learn from us. I guarantee that we will learn from you. Visit catalyst88.com because your success is our success. Giddy up.
All right, there it is. That puts the final notes on our 3-part series with Vladi Gordon. And, what a great sport he is to, kind of call in late in the day. I was calling in on the European time zones. And, here's a guy who's been studying and, learning about computer science and applying that knowledge to his Amazon business, and then figuring out, this is a tool that I'm creating that perhaps other people will find value in. And we certainly believe in the concept of, automation and adding tools to make your life a little bit easier. I'm a huge proponent of this idea that you should get control of your finances, but I'm saying I don't really necessarily want you to do it by pen and pencil. So in whatever way is best for you, including pen and pencil, I'll acquiesce and say that's okay. But I'm not a fan of the pen and pencil at this stage because there's so many things to make our lives easier. If you are like me, you've suffered at some point, kind of you're neck deep drowning in spreadsheets. And this is why I think tools are so important. So Vladi's also feels the same way. That's why he built his tool. And I'm thrilled that he was able to join us and get in on this exchange of ideas and to share some of these profit killers with you. If you sell on Amazon, you should listen to this. Even if you don't sell on Amazon, this type of profit killer is indicative that you'll find in any company of any business. So really, really important lessons and takeaways. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Well, we've done it again, everybody. We have another episode of the Awesomers podcast ready for the world. Thank you for joining us, and we hope that you've enjoyed our program today. Now's a good time to take a moment to subscribe, like, and share this podcast. Heck, you could even leave a review if you wanted. Awesomers around you will appreciate your help. It's only with your participation and sharing that we'll be able to achieve our goals. Our success is literally in your hands. Thank you again for joining us. We are at your service. Find out more about me, Steve Simonson, our guest, team, and all the other Awesomers involved at awesomers.com. Thank you again.
Awesomers.com